Hi there, Joel from Jonesy's. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be kicking off another project. This will be part one of our International Scout build. You can see behind me here, it's a 80 or 800, I believe 1965. I'll have to confirm all those details. But it's been sitting for some time, probably about, say, 10 years or so. We can ask somebody who might know. His name is Earl. Say hi, Earl.
Hello there.
Earl's the father of the son who owns this truck. He is a previous customer of mine. He owns the 59 Chevy pickup truck, the gray one. So if you haven't checked out that video on YouTube, you definitely want to go check that out. It's awesome. one of my better builds. So instead of breaking in new customers, I'd rather just rework new projects with old customers. So here we are. All right, so we'll give you guys a tour. Earl has been searching for a Scout, or I should say his son has been searching for a Scout for quite some time. And the internet gave us this beauty. It looks a little rough, you know, it's a non-runner, hasn't been started in a really long time, but all of the pieces are there, and the body on it is relatively rust-free from what we can tell underneath. The frame is in really good shape. It's never been wrecked, and currently it is reasonably untouched in terms of its powertrain. You can see it's got some high performance speakers, an 8-ball shifter, which is awesome, and a super supple foam steering wheel, which is great as well. We've got some go fast gauges in there and no window felts or anything like that. So we are in the process of trying to get this thing running after it has set. It originally came from Texas, so dry state, which is probably why it does not have more rust. All the ones around here in the Pacific Northwest and Scouts in general are kind of rust buckets. So let me give you a tour of what they've got going on here in the engine compartment. We've got some amazing custom wiring. You can just tell it's just the quality of workmanship is top notch on this stuff. Over here to a 6A high performance multiple spark discharge box. So hopefully we can get this thing running. The engine does spin freely. We've already pulled the spark plugs out, filled those cylinders full of some oil, rotated it around, and got some things going. We're currently, we are having problems with the fuel supply. We can't get, after putting 10 gallons of gas in the tank and confirming the switching valve, we can't get any fuel up to the carb. It's got your local rebuild mark on the side for the carburetor. So somebody was trying to do the right thing, but so far we can't get the fuel to work. We ended up removing, somebody had put this, again, this super high performance fuel pump assembly on there, and for whatever reason it would not fill the carb. So we have our completely reliable gravity feed system, which is a funnel and a hose going down through the filter that we're currently using just to get this thing started up and running. So I think we are ready to hit the key and see if this thing will run smoothly for two reasons. Number one, obviously it's worth more if it runs than it is if it doesn't. And secondly, I don't want to have to push this thing around anymore. It'd be nice to be able to actually kind of move it. So Earl is snaking his way in, and he's going to go ahead and pull the choke. We got the choke freed up, and he's going to fire this thing off. Wants to. All right, here we go. We're gonna try and start it up here. It wants to. Okay. Runner. Sounds good. Nice and smooth. Purrs like a kitten. All right, purrs like a kitten. Restoration is complete. We're ready to ship it. So, okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this thing up in the air and see what is going on with the fuel system and give you guys a tour of the underside of this Scout. Here's the underside of the Scout. Again, pretty much totally untouched. It looks like the previous owner's done some work under here. We got some, it looks like some new shackle hangers. This is a factory Dana 27 with 427 gears. Everything looks pretty good in here, you know, just basic surface rust on the frame. International did a good job on these chassis because they're pretty much fully boxed the whole entire way. And this one looks like it's actually in really pretty good shape. You know, the underside of the cab looks really good. I mean, there's just some surface rust, but these poor Scouts are so prone to rusting out that it's really difficult to find a good one. And my client, he originally contacted me about building a Bronco and searched for Broncos, and then we kind of went back and forth and can't find a good Bronco for a reasonable price anymore. And I said, you know, you really ought to consider Scouts. And he saw a picture of one that was restored and modified, and he just absolutely fell in love with it, and he said that it was super cool. So then we went on the hunt for the Scout. Now, I'm pausing here on the rear end, and I'm not gonna actually identify exactly what's wrong, but there's something that is drastically wrong with the installation of a safety critical component on the back. So if you guys, the first person to identify what is terribly wrong here on this rear safety device, you get a cookie. So post in the comments what the major malfunction is on here when I show you. That's amazing. But anyway, the body on this thing, like I said, is looks to be pretty darn rust free in terms of other than surface rust. Now, obviously over here, you can tell there's a lot of body filler in the rockers, and who knows what we're gonna find. I mean, there's a big old glob right there, and there's a chunk that's missing right there. So once this thing goes off to the sandblaster and gets stripped, who knows what we're gonna find. And I'm sure we're gonna find some stuff that's ugly, but you know, from a starting point, it's hard to beat this Scout. So over here to our fuel supply system, it looks like the previous owner actually bought all new lines and has a new tank switching valve that's installed. And so we swapped out that defective high performance pump with a new higher performance pump from none other than Edelbrock. So hopefully that will solve our issue, and we'll have our fuel supply problem taken care of. All right, let's check our high performance Edelbrock pump. Oh, baby, baby. Look at that. Oh my gosh, we're spilling. All right, shut it off, Earl. We are good to go. We're gonna hook up this filter, and now we can get rid of our funnel and hose setup. So anyway, The plan moving forward for this Scout is to, like I said, get it running and moving under its own power. And then we are gonna go on the hunt for donor engine, donor transmission, things like that. This tentatively right now is either gonna be a 5.3 aluminum block LS, 4L60, or if we can find a 6.2 liter LS3 aluminum block, we'll probably go that route as well. Upgrading the rear differential, either a Dana 44 or a Ford 9-inch, and then definitely upgrading the front axle, Dana 44, disc brakes in the front. Swapping out for an Atlas 2 transfer case. So this is gonna be a very stout, very well thought out build. It's not gonna have any kind of a hard top. We're gonna keep the soft top and do keep some cool rugged look on it. So, well, here we are on our test drive. What do you think, Earl?
I think it's good.
Shift's good. I mean, shifting is nice. Like this 8-ball shifter really gives you a positive feel for the gears. It did want to grind a little bit going into third, but that was okay. Speedometer works. And of course, we're in the Pacific Northwest and it's raining and our wiper works. So, I mean, this thing's a peach. Like, we've got door panel stuff that's loose. But all in all, after sitting for so long, like, this thing's cool. I don't trust the idle quite yet, but it's working. Temperature's good. They put a nice center console in it, and it's got the Clarion deck. Let's see if it'll turn on. How do we turn it on? Where's power?
I don't know. Maybe
there. Power? Oh, we don't have power.
Yeah.
I really want to hear what those Sony speakers sound like, but I can't do it. So anyway, all right, we're gonna try and make our way back to the shop here. I'll see if I can film and shift gears a little bit so that anybody that does want to buy this drivetrain can reference this video that, hey, the engine runs good. Scout goes down the street. Transmission shifted nice. We got some wipers. Wipers are wiping. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
With the third gear grind. Third gear synchros are not liking it. So far, so good. I think these things just look so cool. Engine sounds really good. It didn't smoke at all when it started up. We checked all the oil. Carburetor definitely needs a little help because it's wanting to only pretty much run with the choke just barely on. And it's cold outside, so we can't get the top all completely secured. But for what we needed to accomplish now, I'd say this was a total success. Anyway, if you guys like this video, if you like Scouts, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And that way you get all the updates for the future builds on this project. Thanks for watching.